Hey, how's it going? Shawn here. Hey, I just got a call from my friend that works at the city dump. He said, hey, Shawn, you need to get down here. I got something that's pretty old. You don't see a whole lot of them anymore, and I think you're going to like this for your channel. So come get it and see if you can get it running. So I've got about a 5-minute drive here, so let's head to the city dump here and see what my buddy's got for us. Well, let's see what we got at the city dump today. Oh, all right. A little Toro S200 from the 80s. Well, we'll definitely take this back to the shop and see if we can get it up and get it going. I can even pick this thing up with one hand. Ugh. All right, perfect. Away we go. So we got this off the back of the truck and in the shop, so let's dive into this, see what we got. Now, a little bit of history about the Toro S200. These things, they made so many of them. They were produced from 1979 to 1984. They have the 2-cycle Tecumseh engine in them. This is the AV520 engine. They were rated at 2.5 horse. They have a 20-inch clearing path on them. And, you know, they had, back in the day, these were powerful back in their day for their size. They're not very heavy. These things only weigh about 40 pounds, so they're easy to throw around. They are a single stage. Well, yeah, let's open this guy up and see if we can get this thing running and see possibly why they threw these, why this was thrown out. So what is it with getting Toros in the dump lately? As you can see, the downfall on these machines is the plastic would get broke over time. They had this control for your air vane up here, and this is functional. Now, here's your model and serial number on this. I looked these numbers up for parts, and this machine is a 1980. And with the electric start, you know, they had the S200, and this is the S200. I thought they called them the S200E, but now in 1984, I'll get this cover off. Now see, in 1984, this was replaced by the bigger S620, which basically this had a bigger engine on it. That was a 6 horsepower, if I remember right. I can remember being a kid back in the 80s, and my grandparents had one of these snow blowers, and I remember my grandpa used to go out and blow his driveway with it. Huh, well. We got a few leaves down here inside, so I'm going to go through and quick vacuum all these out before we proceed with this. I can't believe someone would put that in there. That's like an automotive spark plug. Let's put the correct plug in this machine. Hit the lights and give her a couple pulls. They don't have good spark at all on it. And now I'm wondering if I spray some starting fluid in this and if it'll fire or not. Pretty good chance it won't, but let's just try it anyway. See what that does. Nope. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to go a little bit further into this machine, see what we got. That no spark isn't helping us. Well, weak spark, I should say. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this cover off. Oh, wow. That's the only problem with these S200s, the way the exhaust pipe come down on here, like so. Look how this plastic is all melded around there. So I guess what we'll do is pull that loose. All right, I know what some of you out there are saying right now, Shawn, why are you even messing with that thing? That thing is old and it's junk. Well, some of the other wheel runs we did on here probably said the same thing. And I did get them running, didn't I? I like a challenge. That's the problem with me. I will admit, sometimes I got a hero complex when it comes to this stuff. Well, look at it this way. If I can't save this thing, I can definitely part it out. You know, parts on these things still bring fairly decent dollar. There's some collectors out there, Toro collectors, that look for this stuff. So, yeah. That's what I dislike about working on single stage snowblowers. They run everything through the panel up here. Why couldn't they have made a panel that bolted on here that you could just take and remove the panel separately and leave all this attached, then pull your cover? But I guess that would make sense. So that's why they don't do it. There we go. All right. Look how melted that plastic is around there from the exhaust pipe. Someone's working on their cap from something. Yeah, someone's changed the fuel line on this. And it's got one of these type of carburetors. I tell you, these carburetors here are getting really hard to get parts for. I can tell you that right now. But I'm going to go ahead and pop this cover off, because more than likely I'm going to have to pop this engine loose in this. Well, as you can see, I've tore into this a lot more since you last saw it, but I don't know if y'all knew it or not. Maybe some of y'all out there did, but these AV520 engines, they had points in them. So I'm going to pull the cover off here, and we're going to take and sand them up and check the gap on them and make sure that's good. Points look tight. They're supposed to be at 20 thousandths. How's that for some light so we can all see what the heck we're doing? Yep, there's part of our problem right there. I can't get my 20 thousandths feeler gauge in there. You see him says what's nice about it. They must have knew this was going to be a problem. Common problem on these 520s. It even says right there set points at 20 thousandths. So they were planning on you to work on it. So, with that being said, so we got to take and open that up and clean those up a little bit more. Open that up so I can get a piece of sandpaper. And there's not a whole lot of room to get a piece of doggone sandpaper in there, is there? Dang it, Shawn, this is where you gotta quit being irresponsible with your points file, because the points file would work great right now in this situation, you know that? But I can't keep up with that dang thing. Set it down someplace and go back to get it, and it kind of walks off. And I don't know where it goes to. But I do know it's not here with me. But hey, at least I admit it's my fault. You know? Perfect. There's 20 thousandths right there. All right, pop this cover back on. All right, put this back on, put our flywheel down and see if we got spark. Okay. There we go. Make sure that's on correct. Hopefully we'll be all systems go on this now once I put this back together. Okay, let's hit that light and see if we got some spark here. Hopefully, right? Okay. That's more like it, ain't it? All right, well, I'm gonna go through and start putting all this back together here, and we'll work towards seeing if we can get this thing to start up or not, eh? All right, well, we got this together. I want to take and pull on this and see if it will start or pop off before we go get too serious with this. But first, I just want to take and put a little bit of Marvel's Mystery Oil down inside that cylinder there, just so it's not dry, being a 2-cycle engine. We'll just take and give it a little bit of hit of starting fluid here, and if it fires off, then we'll proceed and put some gas in it and see if the diaphragm and the carburetor on this is going to be nice to us. I have no idea how long this has been sitting, so it could go either way. It could start up and run, or we'll have to pull it apart and clean the carburetor and replace the diaphragm. All right, let's give her a shot. All right. Well, she did cough a little bit there. Let's try it again. All right. Ouch. Need my handle on there. Whew. All right, she will run. So let's take this thing outside, and I'll button up a couple things on here, and we'll put some gas in it and see if she'll run off of gas. All right, well, she's beautiful outside. So we'll hit this thing with a starting fluid. I got some 40-to-1 fuel mixed in the tank, so we'll see if this thing is gonna pick fuel up or not, or if we're gonna be opening the carburetor up. Let's give her a go. Oops, it wasn't quick enough. Come on, I gotta be a little quicker, don't I? Whew. Oh, hopefully she's going to pick up fuel. Maybe, I don't know. You know what? Let's see if that electric start works on it. That's easier than pulling on it. Wouldn't that be something if this worked? Oh, how about that? We'll take that. The electric start works. That's a lot easier. Wow, how about that? I'm actually surprised that carburetor is that diaphragm is working like it's supposed to, she'll start up again. I don't have my primer, so I don't know. See if it'll start without choking it. That's got a good little engine on it because I didn't choke it or nothing, and she started right up. Well, how about that? Well, we figured out why this thing was thrown in a dumpster. Yeah, it's they tried to change the spark plug in it and didn't have any luck, and yeah, it just didn't have no, with weak spark on it. I mean, it had very faint spark, but once we cleaned those points up on it, you know, it took right off. But wow, I can't believe this carburetor, it picked up. You know, sometimes these carburetors can be a problem on these, but yeah, for a 1980, you know, all in all, this machine's it's in decent shape. Another problem these had is they got the aluminum handlebars on them, and a lot of times they would crack and break on these things. That was a weak point on this, but this machine, these handlebars are in good shape. You know, for a 1980, it's not too bad. I mean, this has got a pretty good engine on it, you know, if it starts up and runs like it does out there. Now, I'm not going to put this back together because the plastic is busted on it, and I'll have to figure out at this point what I'm going to do with this thing. You know, if I just stick this aside as a good running machine, if I do get a machine that has some good plastic to put on it, you know, but, you know, to go buy the plastic, if I find it out on the bay, it wouldn't be profitable in a way if I was to fix this thing up and sell it for what I would pay for some of the parts for, as opposed to what I would get for it selling it. So it's clearly a decent parts machine right now, unless I can find some plastic. You know, if I get something that comes in, say I have one that comes in with a blown motor but good plastic, not so easy to come by anymore on these, but man, they sure made a lot of these. You just never know what might turn up. Hey, I just want to give a moment here and say a shout out to Australia and France. I'm noticing I'm getting a lot of views from out there, and I greatly appreciate it very much. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the channel. But hey, I thought this was a pretty cool Will It Run. It kind of came in last minute here. But hey, if you're enjoying this content, please consider leaving a like down below. Maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know where you're from. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, we have our next Will It Run. I'm Shawn Parmalee, and we'll see you in our next video. Take care, everyone.